Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to do a really nice antique pine finish. This is a really warm golden pine finish that we do with light brown Briwax. The trick is to wet it down with a thin solution of caustic soda first, let it dry, and then wax it with light brown Briwax. The pieces you're looking at here are all new pieces that have been done with this caustic and wax finish recipe, but the recipe itself comes from the antique pine furniture business. I used to be in that business and brought in a lot of antique pine furniture from England and Europe. Now, pine antiques were almost always painted and not in the best of colors, so they'd have to be stripped. And every shop we ever went to all over Europe and England would do the same thing. They'd have a heated caustic soda vat. You'd put the furniture in for 5, maybe 10 minutes, pull it out, and pressure wash the paint right off. It'd just come right off. Then you just set it out, let it dry, sand it, repair it, and wax it with light brown Briwax. They didn't call it light brown over there, they called it P7, but it's the same thing as light brown. Now, if you put light brown Briwax right on a new piece of pine, it's not going to look nearly as nice as this old antique pine. So what we would do is just take that caustic solution that we'd use to strip the old painted stuff, and we'd wash down the new pine furniture with that before we'd wax it with the light brown Briwax, and voila, it looks exactly like the antique pieces. I'm going to do a sample here, and I'm going to do caustic soda on half of it and leave the other half bare, and you'll see the difference. Caustic soda is sodium hydroxide, more commonly known as lye. Now, you can still buy lye in a hardware store. Now, I found this at Ace Hardware. A tablespoon per gallon is plenty. So I've got about 21 ounces here, and I'm using half a teaspoon. It dissolves easier if you use warm water. So you just want to wet the surface thoroughly. Brush it, rag it, put it on with a garden sprayer. Any of those are fine. You don't want to put it in a spray gun and atomizer. You don't want to be breathing it. After all, this stuff it's lye. It's used for drain cleaner. You don't want to be breathing it. So wear gloves and just thoroughly wet the surface. We used to use, when we're doing bigger pieces of furniture, we used to just use a garden sprayer to wet it all down. Put some glasses on if you're doing that so you don't get anything splashed in your eyes. So now we'll just let it dry. Right, now we just wax it. Now I've got light brown original Briwax. Get rid of that green lid, and this is the first coat. I'm going to really rub the wax into the surface. I'm just going to apply it with a rag. You'll see this first coat will take more wax than the second coat. As usual, I rub it in well with circular motions, and then finish up going along the grain, wiping off the excess. We're not painting it on, we're rubbing it in. Just keep that in mind. I'm going to wax this whole board, even though I only put the caustic soda on half of it. I just wanted you to see the difference that the caustic soda makes on the unfinished pine. Okay, now I'll do a second coat. It's been a couple of minutes, that's all it takes. You can see the second coat doesn't take nearly as much wax as the first coat, but I apply it just the same. Rub it in with circular motions, finish up along the grain, wiping off the excess. Now let's just buff it out and have a look at it. Now both ends of this board have the same level of finish, just the caustic side just has a richer color. And it feels more like that antique pine, but you can see the part that I didn't caustic, it still has a nice finish on it. It's just a much lighter color. If that's what you're going for, you can do that. But if you're looking for that old antique pine look, that's what you want to use, that caustic soda.